My boyfriend is only friends with women at work. My boyfriend is friends with only the women that he works with. And they are all gorgeous. I have some serious issues with insecurity. I have recently found out that my boyfriend of 1.5 YRS is close with a few of his co-workers. He is not friends with any of the men that work at his hotel with him, only the women. There is one who makes me very nervous. She is absolutely gorgeous. She makes me look like moldy bread in comparison. I found out through means that I'm not entirely proud of that he talks to her quite regularly. They text and talk on FB Messenger. He buys her coffee/drinks when he goes to the market before work. And he has sent her everything he has sent me over the last month, that isn't relationship related. Like every time he sends me something to start a convo, it has also likely been sent to her. If he asked my opinion on something, he also asked her. I didn't know she existed until I saw that she had been hearting and liking almost everything he posts on Facebook, and I asked him who she was. He said she is a colleague. I told him that I wanted to meet her one day because honestly, from looking at her Facebook, I think we would get along really well and I have been looking for female friends. Well, this made him act super weird, and got the alarm bells going in my gut. Which made me investigate more and discover everything listed above. Turns out that she is very into video games, which is something that he is super passionate about and tried to connect with me over regularly, but I am just not very good at them. I try for him, but it never ends up working out well. So they talk about that stuff all the time too. I trust him. I don't think he would ever physically cheat on me. I do feel though that he is giving too much of his attention and time to this woman who he clearly doesn't want me to meet. I feel there may be some emotional swaying happening on his end. I have been so insecure because of all of this lately. My eating disorder is starting to resurface. I have gained like 20 pounds over the last year and it has made me feel horrible about myself. And him talking to this extremely beautiful woman and spending his money on her and his time talking to her, it makes me feel so unsure about myself. So I have this unhealthy drive to improve myself suddenly. It's going toxic fast, so something needs to change. I need to figure out how to set a boundary with him over this without looking insanely jealous and crazy. Because I know for a fact my mental health can't handle him being close to her right now. I'd much rather their relationship be work only. I don't want to push him away by being too jealous either though. I also just feel like shit for not being able to shake this feeling. Am I right to be worried about this? Should I move forward with trying to set this boundary and risk looking jealous and crazy? I don't want to lose him but I also don't want to lose myself. Comment. I'm concerned about his emotional connection to her. Just because it's not physical doesn't mean that there isn't something there. In my opinion, if he was just truly friends, he'd be happy to introduce you to her if you think you two might hit it off. To me, that's a nearly red flag. I would consider sitting him down and calmly talking to him about your feelings. Use I statements. And try to get him to open up about why exactly he doesn't want you to meet her. So how did you find out about the Facebook likes/comments and how he asks for her opinion on the same stuff he asks you? I've always been the type to only make friends with women, so I can sympathize with him to a point, but he's taken it too far. I agree with what someone else said, talking to him about it in a calm manner, using the I statements, etc. Jealousy can be a huge issue. I hate when women I've dated have told me who I can and can't talk to. I respond a lot better to someone telling me their feelings about it over telling me not to do something like they're bossing me around. Yeah, these are some red flags. He doesn't want you to meet her and also buys her drinks. I feel like it can lead to emotional cheating if he continues. You're not overthinking it. Someone who's friends with the opposite sex would be fine with introducing you to them. Communicate your feelings to him and how this makes you feel. If he doesn't understand or dismisses your feelings, this is another huge red flag, and consider your options of splitting or not. As long as he does not make you feel uncomfortable and does not cross lines, there is nothing wrong with him being friends with only women. He may get along well with women than with men in general, so he wants to be friends with women only. If he has given you a reason to feel hurt, then you can put your foot down. You can set some hard boundaries with him that he has to respect at work with his female friends to make you feel secure, and if he crosses those lines, then you know how you need to rethink on your relationship with him. Tell him how you feel and hear what he has to say. If possible, then ask him to read this post of yours and comments that this post gets so he can understand how you feel and where he may be going wrong. Next story 2. Breaks up after 2 years together. The reason seems confusing. Can this be solved? After 2 years of blissful dating, it feels shameful to say that I thought we were closer to getting engaged soon, having babies, etc. I've been head over heels for this guy. He makes me the happiest ever and treats me like a princess. Literally everything that I ever wanted and cried over waiting for it to happen is happening with this man. I've been in many long-term relationships all being mistreated, and this man, my now ex, was such a blessing. But we come from two different worlds, as most do, and I feel like I failed to understand that world, alone how it impacts who he is as a person and his tolerance. My ex comes from a large family, several siblings, divorced parents who have remarried several times, siblings with alcoholism issues, previously divorced, midst of mental anxiety and divorce crisis, etc. He's also having a lot of trouble health-wise with a lot of weight gain. No solid answer if he has a medical condition contributing to the weight gain, but instead he has developed sleep apnea, plantar fasciitis, knee pains, etc. He also runs on low energy often, with very limited time/energy to operate for long hours of the day without needing to take a nap. At work, he's midst of politics, stresses, and just your typical not being recognized properly for the efforts he's putting into his career. Financially he's struggled due to wanting to start a business without proper funding, poor credit score, etc. He doesn't feel like he has the time of day to even check in with all his family members who live far away or pay to go visit them. There are positives in his life. He's put himself through college, has a stable good job doing what he loves, his side business is going well, he has the means and methods to turn a lot of stuff around, and honestly I thought our relationship was a positive point for his life. I've helped him organize and strategize his financials, I give advice to him navigating his career, I'm a listening ear when he talks about his family when he cares to tell me about them as I haven't met them myself, and I influence him to go to the gym with me when I'm visiting him, etc. But there's part of our relationship that he considers additional stressors, such as I take a toll on his mental/emotional health when I'm unable to resolve conflicts immediately, or I become emotional, or when I ask to go on dates/trips, or that I am keen to meet his family which he hasn't figured out the best way to introduce me given everything going on and that they live far from him, or just that I'm my own person that has my own needs and upbringing in a relationship, and I suppose being with me and treating me like a princess with all the love he showers me with has taken a toll on him. I'm not sure how to make sense of our breakup. We were together for 2 years and like I said, I thought we were heading towards babies and marriage. Suddenly he wanted to break up, said it was due to our communication, which later he changed it up and said the commitment stresses him out. Then he said he had things he needed to work on and it wouldn't be fair to me to be with him if he isn't giving it his all. I've offered to work on things with him because that's what relationships and love are about, but he says he needs to do it alone and find happiness within himself. Several things he said during this breakup have me confused, as if I'm not seeing the bigger, or clearer, picture here. He says he loves me, he wants to be with me, he doesn't want to break up, but he has to, and for me to work on myself, and he'll work on himself. I saw him the other week and he literally was so happy to see me, still treating me like a princess, head over heels for me, as if I'm some goddess as he calls me that showed up one day. I can't tell if he's confused, or if he needs time, if I should try to support him, because maybe he doesn't know what support in a committed relationship is like, referencing his divorced parents, or maybe he thinks it's emasculating for me to help him through issues and he'll feel wholesome solving them himself, or is he really just breaking up with me? B/C he doesn't want to be with me after 2 years filled of what I thought was love. Comment. Honestly, it sounds like he really just needs some space from the relationship. I know love can feel like it should conquer all, but it doesn't. I left my first ex when I was so stressed out of my mind from work and various personal issues, mom's caretaker while she had cancer, my cat got hit by a car and had a 10-week recovery that required a lot of attention, money issues, etc. However, all of those other parts of my life were overwhelming and having a relationship was too much. Long-term relationships require the emotional and mental capacity to work on issues and show up every day. I just couldn't. I cried constantly. I never wanted to be home because there'd be some issue to work on and I just wanted a break. Here's the thing, I am in a relationship now where I've been so stressed I thought I would break, but my partner is extremely supportive and this relationship, while we have problems like any other couple, is less stressful. We are compatible in ways like how we handle stress, and we are equipped for tougher problems because our foundation is stronger. Just let him go. He will come back if he wants to when he's ready, or he will leave permanently. You will be okay either way. People are allowed to break up with anyone, for whatever reason, At whatever time. The reason doesn't make sense to you because you don't feel as overwhelmed in the relationship, so it doesn't feel possible, maybe, because you can't see it from his perspectives, but honestly, his reason doesn't need to make sense. You should focus on yourself more. Take some you time, and don't talk to him for at least a while. Get to know yourself again. You'll be okay without him. Don't wait for him. You got this.